Welcome to a new series I hope to do regularly here on the channel where we chronicle iconic NASCAR sponsors. 1985, Joe Ruttman joined Morgan McClure Racing and Folgers came on board. This was a good pairing. They had some strong runs, but they did fail to finish 10 out of 16 races that they entered, mostly due to engine failures and crashes. In the Atlanta Journal-500, the final pairing for this trio, they did run this green livery with the decaf sponsorship. This was the only race that they ran that. 1986, Folgers jumped over to Hendrick Motorsports and driver Tim Richmond. In 1986, Tim had his best career season, finishing third in the points, only 3 points behind Darrell Waltrip, but had 7 wins and an amazing 8 pole positions, and had an average start of 4.7 over 29 races. The Daytona 500, the Spring Richmond race, and the Spring Talladega race were the only 3 races in 1986 Tim failed to start in the top 10. He did sweep both races at Pocono. He won at Daytona, Darlington, Richmond, and Riverside. So Tim had a really, really good season. But in 1987, he fell ill and was only able to compete in 8 races. He had 2 wins and did have a third-place finish in the All-Star race, which was his return in May. But unfortunately, because of his illness, Tim was forced to retire or resign from the ride. He would later retire, I guess you could say, but he resigned from this ride in August of '87. But Folgers wanted to run the full season. So prior to the start of the '87 season, Rick Hendrick started a second Folgers team for driver Benny Parsons. Benny started the year off with a bang, winning his qualifying race at Daytona and finishing second in the Daytona 500 and 3 races later in Atlanta. And the next to last race of the year, Benny also had a runner-up finish. But accidents and engine failures plagued this team all year, and they were mired 16th in points. As you see, Benny also ran a decaf paint scheme, but this was to differentiate the cars, as 2 red Folgers cars was very difficult to tell apart. 1988, Ken Schrader drove the number 25 Folgers Chevrolet. He did get his first career win at Talladega in the fall of 1988 with an amazing last lap pass. 1989, you'll see the car changes just slightly with those headlight covers. They started the season with the Monte Carlo and would end with the Lumina. Ken would win his second career race at Charlotte in the fall of 1989, passing Mark Martin late in the race, who cut a tire down. There you see the Lumina that Ken drove during the 1989 season. This also was a very, very nice looking car. I believe Ken had 4 pole positions in 1989. So this was the last year that Folgers would be on Hendrick Motorsports. 1990 and 1991, Mark Martin drove the Folgers Ford for Jack Roush, had 4 wins over 2 seasons, and very nearly won the 1990 Cup Series championship, losing to Dale Earnhardt by 26 points. But there were 3 one-off races for Folgers. 1987, Jimmy Means drove in the Fall Charlotte race with his familiar number 52, reversed numbers from 25. This was so Jimmy could keep his owner's points. He started 5th, but finished 40th after a crash. 2 races later at Riverside, Rick Hendrick drove the number 25 Folgers Monte Carlo. There you can see Benny Parsons in the background in the other Folgers Monte Carlo. Rick ended up finishing well back in the pack, and I've only found one picture of this car. Ken Schrader, 1 week after winning the pole at Daytona, failed to qualify at Richmond and was forced to buy a ride. This is Buddy Arrington's Ford in the Richmond 400, the final race on the Half-Mile Fairgrounds racetrack. So there's your history of the Folger sponsorship in NASCAR. I would really like to see them come back. There's a lot of iconic paint schemes. I think there's several drivers that would be great representation for their sponsors. So thanks for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, and come back and see us again.